World Vision Ghana has called for greater involvement of children in finding practical solutions to the nation's sanitation challenge as the 7th Sanitation Solution Challenge, popularly known as Triple S, moves closer to its national battle of champions.
It is with considerable pleasure that I join you on behalf of the World Vision Global Partnership to witness the first Masters Encounter of the 7th School Sanitation Solutions Challenge, popularly called Triple S, the short form of the School Sanitation Solutions Challenge. Following the official launch of the 7th edition on 23rd June 2023, the challenge started with the publication of the invitation to submit entries in the junior graphic and other platforms. The publication contained all the relevant instructions, including the fact that the essay should be handwritten with a word limit. There were also instructions on submission procedures. All interested students from Primary 6 to JHS 2 were invited to first write an essay on the topic. Ghana's sanitation situation is generally poor. Meanwhile, sustained behavior change by citizens has been identified as the ingredient required to address the country's poor sanitation situation. As a child sanitation diplomat, what practical recommendations will you make to achieve behavior change towards improved sanitation in Ghana? This was the question.
The initiative was designed for pupils from Basic 6 to Junior High 2, providing them a platform to analyze local environmental issues and propose realistic measures to inspire behavioral change across Ghana communities.
At the deadline for submission of entries, thousands of valid entries were received from all over the country, with the exception of the Bono East region. These scripts were presented to carefully selected examiners and markers. Mr. Kweku Kwansa, Mr. Vincent Tay, Mr. Patrick Apuya, and Mr. Ojo Donko. These were our markers, subject matter experts. The approach that proved quite beneficial was the involvement of national, regional, district, and school-based SHEP coordinators in the process, particularly in the collection and submission of entries. Zoom meetings were held with them to secure their buy-in and support for a successful challenge this year. As has become the practice in the Triple S challenge, the country has been zoned into 4: the East, Upper East, Northeast, Savannah, and Northern regions. Cocoa Zone, Ashanti, Eastern, Bono East, and Ahafo regions. The Tilapia Zone, Greater Accra, Volta, and the Oti regions. And Coconut Zone, the Central, Western, and Western North regions. These are the zones. And so we have met here this morning to deal with the cocoa and the share zones. And we are selecting the winner from each of these zones to proceed to the grand finale called the Battle of Champions at the National Theatre on 21st of September 2026, the year of our Lord. And I will expect that you put in your maximum best to be able to qualify, because it is only one per zone. So do your best to qualify by all means. But in the event you are unable to make it, please be happy for the one who is going and pray for them and support them.
Following the evaluation of thousands of handwriting entries by subject matters experts, selected contestants advanced to the zonal stage to defend their essays and demonstrate a deeper grasp of national sanitation concern.
The objectives of the Triple S Challenge are the following. Number 1, to encourage children to cultivate keen interest in issues of environmental sanitation. Number 2, to support children to become sanitation conscious and agents of change, influencing their peers, their families, and their communities positively. Number three, we want to build capacity of children so they can co-create sustainable solutions to the sanitation challenges around them. And finally, but most importantly for me, to empower children to advocate the removal of barriers and increase access to improve sanitation, particularly in basic schools. These are the objectives of the School Sanitation Solutions Challenge. The challenge is a response to a certain missing link in wash services delivery, the limited involvement of children in co-creating sustainable solutions. Prior to this challenge, World Vision Ghana and King's Hall Media, one of our partners, had implemented other competitions, including the Open Defecation Free Cartoon Contest in partnership with the Junior Graphic. While the lack of access to toilet facilities in schools is very much regrettable, it is equally worrying that many of the available toilet facilities in schools do not have changing rooms for girls. This does not make the school environment conducive. This does not make the school environment conducive or friendly to the girl child, particularly those who have reached the age of puberty. As an organization whose vision for every child is life in all its fullness.
Assessment by the panel of judges extended beyond essay content, focusing heavily on candidate articulation, confidence, spelling, and the ability to summarize and defend their ideas without over-relying on prepared script.
Broadly speaking, as you mentioned, as you are aware, we looked at several areas. We look at how you're able to summarize your thoughts, the script that you have written. We look at how you're able to defend what you have written. It's about ownership. We also look at your understanding beyond what you have written, your understanding of the general sanitation issues in Ghana. Then we looked at people's articulation and fluency, because as a sanitation diplomat, you should be able to express yourself and express yourself well. Confidence is key. You can speak all the good English, but if you're not very confident, it is also something we need to look at. And finally, as you saw that they came to put something down, the essence is not to look at the beauty of your handwriting, but to look at your ability to spell and write well the words that are put together. It's a way of demonstrating ownership and also to compare the handwriting with the script you presented, because one of the general requirements was writing it yourself. It's also part of the process. After putting this together, we think the teams did very well, but as any competition demands, there should be a winner. In this competition, we only have winners, we don't have losers. So it's not a matter of one person has won, all others have lost. It's not like that. In fact, one person has won this competition, but all of you have won your slots for participating in this.
A key issue raised during the zonal stage was the ethical use of artificial intelligence tool AI in student submission. Judges cautioned that while AI technology can assist research, contestants must fully comprehend and own their own proposal to handle spontaneous public speaking obligation effectively.
There's a general thing we have decided to share with you as a team so that for future activities like this. One, we saw an involvement or the use of AI tools because AI has its own language. If you know it very well, you read the language, this is AI language. It takes a lot of time of using the same tool before it can adapt to your style of writing. So if you're a first timer and you're using it, you'll be exposed. And for those of us who are in the field of teaching, these are things we see from our students on a daily basis. And so we have a way of identifying that. We are not saying it is bad, but your ability to defend what you have written. AI can write anything for you. Do you understand what it has written? Do you own it? And so we want to encourage ethical use of AI and make sure that at the end of the day, you will be able to improve upon the work that you do. Central to what we measured today was the ownership of the ideas. Because when you go beyond this stage and you win this competition, people are not going to allow you to write anything. You'll be called to give spontaneous speeches at events that you have not prepared for. You go down and say, "Oh, we have a child sanitation diplomat here. Can you give a good message?" Sometimes you don't even plan for that. So we want people who will be able to think on their feet, and that is why we do this. And so I think, look, listening to everything or everyone here, you have your own idea who you wish would have won beyond yourself or beyond your candidate.
Emphasizing that every participant who reached the zonal level is a winner. The panel also commended parents, teachers, and chaperones for providing the foundational support required for the students' success.
So many students, schools, and their teachers. So whilst we congratulate the students and their chaperones, we also want to acknowledge the parents, because the effort of the student is not only about the teachers and the students themselves, but also the homes they come from. So we appreciate you for the great job done.
Successful contestants, including Dasana Kandi Mwiniwalu, attributed their strong performance to unwavering confidence. Her proposal focused on integrating hygiene into daily habit, providing adequate school dustbin, securing clean drinking water for communities.
I'm so grateful, and I know that my confidence never failed me. I believed in confidence before I heard that confidence was even the master of this game. So I appeal to all young students like me out there that everything is about confidence. If you don't have confidence, you can't go where you want to go to. Confidence is like a parachute that can send you anywhere you want to be in this world. I think that if others can do it, I can equally do it. So I am going with the same confidence I came here, and I'm going to put in my possible best to come out victorious. I talked about some of the practical ways that we can use as Ghanaians, using the clean behavior as a default as every Ghanaian's day-to-day daily practice. This can help us through public hand washing. This can also help us in schools, because the more we train children, it becomes a part and parcel of them in life. I think that I will solicit authorities to provide enough and sufficient dustbins for students, because there's a lack of dustbins in my school, and I need enough dustbins in my school to improve the status of sanitation in my school. And at my community level, I need quality and portable drinking water to support women and children, so that I can live in a community where I see life flourishing without the fear and panic of diseases.
Another qualified participant, Nyako Inshadide, reflected a broader mindset among the contestants, focusing not only rivalry but on self-improvement and using a platform to advocate for positive societal change.
In my essay, I said behavior change is very important, because if the government helps us with toilet facilities, schools, and things, and we don't clean it up, the thing will still be dirty. So, behavior change is the key ingredient to proper sanitation situation in Ghana. I'm very excited because I didn't really expect this from the judges, so I'm really excited, and I'm going to learn harder to at least improve my vocabs and my confidence. I've placed in my mind that I'm not competing anyone, I'm just competing myself. That's what I placed in my mind when I was coming here, that I'm not competing anyone, I'm just competing myself. I'm just speaking for my country, I'm just speaking for change. I want to be a voice that will always echo in our minds and hearts, not to compete anyone.
Speaking on behalf of the Bono Regional Minister, the Regional Environmental Health Officer, Ms. Medina Doku, noted that government infrastructure must be paired with environmental discipline.
Let me begin by commending World Vision Ghana and its partners for sustaining this important initiative, and more importantly, for placing our young people at the center of the conversation on sanitation. Today, we are not simply bringing children together to compete. We are bringing together the minds that will inherit this country and asking them a very important question: what kind of Ghana do you want to inherit? This is why this competition matters. I therefore congratulate all the participating schools, teachers, and especially our contestants who have made it to this stage. You have already demonstrated something important. Our children are not only leaders of tomorrow, you are partners in solving problems of today. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, sanitation is often treated as a minor issue until the consequences become impossible to ignore. We complain about dirty streets, overflowing drains, plastic waste, and unclean public spaces. But the uncomfortable truth is that the sanitation problem is in our attitudes. It is found in our homes, our schools, our markets, and wherever we find ourselves.
She highlighted that under the government reset agenda, local sanitation management is now a core benchmark for evaluating MMDC's performance.
Government has a responsibility to provide the necessary infrastructure, services, and enforcement. But let us be honest, no government, however committed, can provide a cleaner Ghana if citizens themselves continue to make Ghana dirty. Sanitation is therefore not merely a government responsibility, it's a national responsibility. And this is where the Triple S challenge becomes more than a competition. It is a reminder that the battle for a cleaner Ghana must begin with education, discipline, and a change in behavior. If we build a generation that understands that cleanliness is not somebody else's job, then we would have taken a major step towards solving Ghana's sanitation challenge. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, under the government's reset agenda, sanitation has received renewed attention as a critical component of effective local governance and service delivery. Government has taken keen interest in sanitation and is treating it as one of the major areas through which the performance of metropolitan, municipal, and district chief executives will be assessed. This sends a clear message that sanitation is no longer something we can treat as an afterthought. It is a core development responsibility and a key measure to leadership at the local level. As Regional Coordinating Council, we will continue to work with the municipal and district assemblies to strengthen sanitation education, improve public awareness, and support interventions that promote healthier communities. To our young contestants, I want to say this: do not limit yourselves to identifying problems, solve them. Look around your schools and communities. Where does waste accumulate? Why does it happen? What can be done differently? These are the questions that innovators ask. Your ideas today may look small, but some of the biggest solutions in the world began with somebody asking a simple question. So compete with confidence, think boldly, and challenge old habits. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as we look towards the grand finale, let us not measure the success of the Triple S Challenge only by the schools that carry home the trophy. The real victory will be when a student returns to school and picks up a piece of plastic instead of walking past it. The real victory will be when a community keeps its drain clean before the rains come. The real victory will be when sanitation becomes a culture rather than a campaign. And the real victory will be when we confidently can say that we are raising a generation that understands that development is not only about what government builds for us, but also about what we do with what has been built. I therefore commend World Vision Ghana and all the partners for investing in our children and for giving sanitation a new, exciting platform. To our contestants, I wish to tell you, coming this far is not just by luck. It is through your performance and the hard work you have put in whatever you're doing. Believe in yourself and know that coming this far means you are good or even better than any other school that is competing. We all join hands together to support you and pray that as you come here for this regional level competition, you will as well excel and even bring home the trophy to this region for us. Let us work together for cleaner schools, cleaner communities, and a cleaner country. Thank you very much.
Supported by key stakeholders, including Ghana Education Service, the Ministry of Local Government, the Triple S Challenge, now head to its grand finals on September 21st, 2026 at the National Theatre in Accra, where Ghana's next child sanitation diplomat will be crowned.
The vision of World Vision is life in all its fullness for every child. And we believe that there can't be fullness of life without access to safe water and improved sanitation. But we realize that there are so many challenges and there are so many barriers. And if we don't remove those barriers, it will be difficult for us to have improved sanitation. I'm sure you know some of the barriers. Some of the barriers include the lack of enforcement of bylaws, laws, regulations, and all that. There's also another barrier having to do with financing. And then the lack of prioritization, especially. If you ask me one word which summarizes our sanitation problems in Ghana, I would say prioritization. We don't prioritize issues of sanitation enough. Meanwhile, it affects everybody. It is a public good. Whether you cause it or not, it can affect you. And that's why we think that we should be able to remove all those barriers. Once those barriers are removed, with the support of the children, then we can have sustainable sanitation services delivery in the country. But they are a major stakeholder. I mean, sanitation issues affect children and women more than anybody else. And being the largest stakeholder, we think that their views should matter. And therefore, we think that we should tap into their virgin talents, their virgin ideas, which have not been implemented before. And from the scripts that we have received, it tells us that we are right. The kind of solutions that the children have proposed are so fundamental that when implemented, they can cause lasting change in this country. And apart from that, it's a missing link. While they are the worst affected, they are the least involved in finding solutions to them. But we think that they are good enough, their ideas are good enough for implementation in this country. And it will surprise you to know that some of the solutions that they have proposed are things that we never thought of. And we believe that if we are able to implement them, Ghana will be the better for it.